Hello everyone, Pepper Hernandez from drpepperhernandez.com coming to you with information on cannabinoids from the Cannabis Holistic Institute. You want more information to become a cannabis therapy consultant, go over, check out that page, fill out the information, get started right away. But here is a snippet. So we are going to be talking today about CBN. Now CBN is an interesting cannabinoid. It is what some farmers call the old weed cannabinoid, which is quite funny. But really what it is there's a very trace amounts that are found in the live cannabis plant. And when THC starts to kind of break down or degrade a little bit from the flowering place that most people want to smoke it or use it or sell it or look at it or smell it because it's so pretty, but when it starts to have exposure to light or during storage or over curing, those kind of things, that's when we find the CBN cannabinoid, which is quite interesting. So it's mildly psychoactive, and the things that it actually helps with, or that we're finding that it's helping with, is pain relief, muscle spasms, as well as a sleep aid. So the cool thing about this is you can take any strain. Say that you find your favorite strain. For example, my favorite strain of all times, just for relaxation, I have one that I've talked to you about many times, the ACDC. That one's great for my seizures and epilepsy, and it's really good for my sleep, and I like that when I do that one in a tincture form in coconut oil, which we've talked about a little bit of the different tinctures and things like that, and we have a whole class on that stuff. Every topic you can think of, we have a class on it, and we have people that have been doing it for 3 generations, 40, 60 years, and they're coming in to teach us, and that's what the Cannabis Holistic Institute's about. It's right here in the Emerald Triangle, so we have some of the best speakers in the world on cannabis, honestly. But the cool thing about this is when you find a strain that you like, so mine was ACDC. I also love Northern Light. That's one of my favorites. If I'm just going to smoke and just really enjoy a cannabis, that's going to be one that I choose because I just like that. That goes really inwards, deep. It feels very cleansing, spiritually and emotionally for me. I can increase my CBN by curing it for 4 to 6 months. So I got my hands on some really amazing organic, homegrown Northern Lights from a few hours north of here, and then just grabbed it, jarred it, and did a 4 to 6 month curing. So I'm very excited about being able to utilize that because for pain spasms, muscle relief, I'm going to actually make that into a salve, a topical salve to put onto my body. So you can take any of your favorite cannabis and do the same thing by doing that. Now, sativas in general are going to have a higher count of the CBN. That doesn't mean that the indicas, and I know we'll get into that whole entire talk about sativas and indicas and what is really about the cannabis fingerprint, which we'll talk about. But those, to simplify things, to simplify matters, that's going to have a little bit higher of a CBN. This also, something that has a high CBN is going to have what they call the creeper effect. And you've probably, if you've ever been in the cannabis world or had any exposure to cannabis smoking in the olden days, or even now, I guess, you have had experience with what's called the creeper effect, that you think that you're fine, everything's okay, and it kind of creeps in. That is definitely an effect of the CBN, which is kind of interesting. Now, some of the strains that already have high amounts of CBN without curing, they just naturally have that, is a strawberry haze, which is a hybrid. It's a sativa, sativa dominant. Sonoma coma, that's a sativa as well, and then an indica, because I like to give you one of both if you're kind of going, is the White Widow. White Widow used to be one of my all-time favorites, but it kind of got a little harder to find here in Humboldt County. Not all the dispensaries had it, not all the growers were growing it because it was a little hard to grow, I think, indica wise. So, and because it's kind of like a boutique strain. A few years ago when I fell in love with it, you couldn't find it year round because not a lot of people were looking for it, asking for it. But that is a really, really great strain. I think all of them are probably good. I just, if you watch some of these videos or seen some of my lectures or heard me on the podcasts, I basically don't really go into the sativa range, and the reason being is because I have a tendency to nervous system issues. And so I'm nourishing myself with magnesium, doing my bone broth that changed up my diet. I was a raw foodist for a very long time. I was a vegetarian for 25 years and a raw foodist for 10 years. And I changed it up because I needed to really focus on my nervous system as my adult body was changing and shifting into becoming an older woman, or becoming a woman, like becoming just a little bit different. So I'm hoping that this is helpful. If you've got some really, really old nugs out there, put them in a jar, set them out, keep them, because you probably, if it starts to turn a little yellow, or if it's starting to like age a little bit, make a salve out of that. Do not toss it out. Maybe it's not the best to smoke because it may not taste as good or fresh as the freshies, but it's great to make a cannabis salve out of. So I hope that you've enjoyed the cannabinoid series, and we'll be coming with more of a series of terpenes next. So stay tuned, and we'll talk to you really soon. If you are really, really geeking out on some of this stuff and you want to get highly educated from some of the best people in the whole entire world to be educated on cannabis, come and join us at the Cannabis Holistic Institute. And yeah, just tune in, come over there, see what's going on, watch some of the other videos, and yeah, if you have any questions, tune in with me. Have a magical, beautiful, wonderful day. Pepper Hernandez, we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.